This is some birds and sparrows on the balcony, which was just a couple days ago, and it's with my GoPro 11, and I've done a little color enhancement to bring out the colors. It's a little bit too bright, as you can see, but the birds do come. It helps bring out the feature the birds in that, and so we got a few sparrows here and some doves, and they're out there. It's a nice warm day, over 100, which is what these guys like. The doves they're in heaven when it's over 100. They won't come out and play, have anything to eat or drink unless it's over 100 degrees, and then they're in their element. But for this type of thing, for wildlife, I have a little wildlife camera that I got for about $40. It's real nice. It's motion activated, so you don't have to sit there behind the window and then press the record button when the birds come. It just starts to record when the birds show up. But the problem with that is, as you see in the background there, you got the wind blowing a tree there, and that'll activate the camera. And then you got a solar panel up there, which also moves around in the wind. That activates the camera. Well, for this camera, for this trail camera that I got not too long ago, I've trimmed those branches so that they don't create interference, and then Mother Nature made short work of that solar panel. It started blowing so hard I had to take it down, so I still get plenty of use out of the solar panel, just having it sitting on the patio and getting plenty of free electricity. At any rate, these guys are having a good time out there munching away, and of course the doves, they're pretty territorial. They don't they're not very tolerant of the sparrows. The sparrows just kind of get to sit there and watch them eat until the doves go, and then the sparrows will come in and get a little munching for themselves. But just about 10 minutes of these guys just enjoying the hot summer afternoon and on the patio. And yeah, the wind was so strong I had to take that solar panel down and kind of rethink the whole thing. And then I went out there with my long arm tree trimmer, and I trimmed off those branches. So in a few days or so I'll show you a video of some of the birds with the $40 camera. It's pretty, for $40 it's pretty hard act to follow. You take them out, tie them to a tree or a rock out in the forest, and you aim it at a pond where the water's still, where it's not a stream running by that keeps the camera activated. You put it on a still pond. And at night the animals will come out. You got infrared on it. The animals will come out and get a drink in the water, play in the water and everything. Bears will come out. So you can get some good wildlife footage, but for $40 it's not bad. I've experimented with it here on the balcony, but I found out that the micro SD card, the memory card, burned out on it in the hot weather. It didn't last very long, so I put a new, a little better quality SD card, memory card in it, because the one that came with it was just kind of cheesy, just kind of cheap, I guess. It looked cheap, and as it turned out, I guess the heat, it's over 100 degrees. It was, I think the day it burned out, it was 110 degrees here, and so we've got thunderstorms in the forecast next couple of days. So I charged up my solar batteries. I got 6 kilowatts of power that'll get me by for a few days till if the power is out. The power company's real good. If the power goes out, they're right on top of it, and they usually they usually get it up within an hour or so. But as I may have mentioned before, I think it's been a couple of years since power was out, but when it was out, my power was out for about an hour, but there was been people like 10-15 miles from here, their power was out for 4 days. 4 days is a long time to be without power in the desert where it's 110 degrees, so you better have something to back you up. So I've got these 3 solar powered batteries, and you can charge them when the power's on. You can charge them inside. You don't have to use solar power. If your panels get destroyed, you can charge them inside. And so I've got this 2,000 watts each, so I got 3 of them. That's 6 kilowatts, so that's that'll get you by. That'll run a nice handy swamp cooler for at least a few days. Also keep your refrigerators going, keep your food from thawing out and going bad. And so I'm kind of set here with my backup, my storm backup, and biding my time by feeding my little friends out there. Put some bird seed out for them, change their water, give them some clean water once in a while, because they tend to like to poop in the drinking water. They're kind of hillbilly birds. They don't know any difference between clean water and dirty water. So they're not entirely stupid. They at least know to keep their eyes open up above for the sparrowhawks coming down, because the sparrowhawks not only like sparrows, they also like doves and pigeons. So as you find out, as I might have told you, I had a sparrowhawk hit my window, thinking it was somewhere he could go in. He hit the window and almost killed himself, but I wish I'd had that on film. That was something to behold. It scared the hell out of me, but not as much as it scared him, because he was just, he was sitting there after he collided with that window. He's sitting on the railing, just staggering back and forth, looking at me like, who the hell are you, you know? And I thought, well, might ask you the same question. But he staggered around from it and then took off. But they're ferocious. Oh, they're ferocious looking little critters. They can travel. They'll swoop down and then travel horizontally 40 miles an hour, going after what they want to eat. They're scary little critters, those sparrowhawks. So if these doves and sparrows are paranoid, that's why, because they probably seen a few of their friends get taken for lunch. So anyway, this guy did a little time lapse on him, about a few seconds of time lapse here, where he is eating a little faster, just for comparison. But it is warm. Summer is here, and I guess the hottest I've seen it so far is 110. That a lot of times it's relatively low humidity, but during the monsoon, these thunderstorms, the humidity does go up, so it can be pretty humid, pretty muggy. But I use my central air conditioning as a backup, because when it gets over 105 or 110 or so, then there's a time lapse. He's going at it there for a few seconds, catching up on his feeding. But I use the central air for the backup when it gets real hot, and just to take the edge off, because the swamp cooler is good for up to 100, 105 or so, but then after that you do need the central air. But on average, using the swamp cooler, since it's got warm, my average bill has been $35 or $45 a month, as opposed to over 100. So it's free electricity. The solar stuff is free electricity, and the swamp cooler is almost free. It's rated at 80 watts, but I think it doesn't draw more than 30 or 40 watts compared to 2,000 or 3,000 watts that the central air unit on the roof uses. So anyway, hope you like the little birdies, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. Take it easy, and bye.